Okay guys, this is lesson 7 where you're adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Okay? Don't freak out. You can do this. Okay? So what you want to do is the object is to leave your whole numbers as they are. We can tell that both of these fractions have the same denominator. So we can add these as normal, okay? So we're going to add our two numerators together. That's 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 over 10, the denominator stays the same. Now you add your two whole numbers, 6 and 2 is 8. But let's look at our fraction. We know we need to reduce that or get it into simplest form. Okay, our common factor here would be 2. So we want to reduce this fraction by 2. Okay, so our whole number is not affected. It stays the same. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that gives us our final sum of 8 and 2/5. Okay, looking at example 2, and these are on your worksheet, the reteach number 7. So I'm just kind of walking through these examples for you. Okay, so we notice at the very beginning that we have two different denominators. So we want to rewrite those fractions. Again, our whole numbers stay the same. So we keep 8 and we keep 6. I know that I need to have the same denominator. The common, I told you earlier to write your multiples for 3 and for 2. We know that 3 and 2 have a common multiple, and that is 6. That'll be the lowest that it'll be. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. And then 3 goes into 6 twice, and then 2 times 2 is 4. Now we know that this is subtracting, okay? So make sure you keep your mind focused, okay? 4 minus 3 is 1. The denominator stays the same. And then 8 minus 6 is 2. So here we have our answer of 2 and 1/6. It's in lowest terms. Yay! So we get to keep it there. Okay. Now, you can also do the butterfly method with this as well. But before you do, you have to do around the world. That's where that little C thingy. This is not technical at all. So I would say 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 13 over 2. And then if I do this one, 8 times 3 is 24, plus 2 is 26. So 26 over 3. And these are subtracting. Remember, you do your butterfly wings. And then 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 26 is 52. And then 3 times 13 is 39. We can use this to make our new fractions, which would be 52 over 6 minus 39 over 6. Okay, here's where it gets complicated if you choose to use this method. Okay? So 52 minus 39, Jesus Louises. Okay, so that's going to be, I think it's 13. I don't know, I'm not good with mental math here, guys. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to double check my answer. So 12, yeah, that's 3 and that's 1. Okay. Yay, Miss Berry. Okay, so 13 over 6. Now I know that there's something up with this fraction. It's improper because my numerator is larger than the denominator. So I want to do top in, bottom out. So 13 divided by 6. 6 goes into 13 twice. And whenever I do my multiplication and subtraction, I get 1 left over. I can use all of this information right here to rewrite my mixed number. That's the answer. So this is your whole number. and it's a 2. 1 is your remainder. That's your fractional part of your 6 equal parts. So 2 and 1/6 would be your answer. And y'all can see that it's the same as that one up there. Okay, for this one, this is the one that might get your goat, okay? Okay, so we automatically know that we have 2 different denominators, so we need to get a common denominator. Between 4 and 5, if you know your multiplication facts, you know that 4 and 5 share 20 as their lowest common multiple. So we're going to use that, okay? Our whole numbers stay the same. I'm going to wait before I write my whole numbers. So I need to go ahead and rewrite these. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 goes into 20 5 times. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay. Let's look at our numerators. Something is wrong here because back in elementary, whenever you were trying to take a larger number from a smaller number, you couldn't do that. You had to go borrow from the next door neighbor, or regroup as they call it now. Okay, so I don't have anything to borrow from here, so I'm going to go over to this whole number 4. I want to take 1 away from 4, making the 4 become a 3. Okay, but I have to keep it as a fraction. So whenever you borrow that 1, you need to make it into that fraction, and that would be 20 over 20. This represents the 1 that we borrowed from the 4. So now I need to add these 2 fractions together. The denominator stays the same, but 5 plus 20 gives us 25. So let's rewrite this. 3 and 25 over 20 minus 2 and 12 over 20. Now we're where we can subtract and not have any issues, okay? So 25 minus 12, that gives us 13 again. 13 over 20, and then 3 minus 2 is 1. And we are at our simplest form here. So that's how you do this business. Again, if you need me, send me an email, or you can call me if you have my number. Also, you can get me on the Chromebook. You can send me comments on the Chromebook. I don't mind answering them. I love you guys.